Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Mohammed Adil. I'm fellow of the Royal College of Surgeons of UK, and I'm consultant in general colorectal, breast, and laparoscopic surgeon with 30 years of unblemished record. There have been a recent survey carried out by British Medical Association and by the Medical Protection Society in UK regarding the cruelty of the General Medical Council against the health professionals in UK, which is totally unacceptable and is harmful to the public and the society and the patients. I have been a victim of huge injustice by the General Medical Council in early 2020 regarding my personal viewpoint of COVID-19, released in my couple of videos on the social media. I was penalized by my trust with immediate effect without any warning, disciplinary, or any show cause notice, followed by General Medical Council suspension in a short notice on Skype for 12 months, which was further extended after a year for another 12 months, which was totally unacceptable and unjustified. I had no clinical probity, ethical, social, or health issue whatsoever. I, in fact, expressed my personal viewpoint as a scientist, as a doctor, and health professional with long-standing experience in early 2020 when nobody in the world knew about this novel coronavirus, its origin, its transmission, its pathogenicity, and its effects, and the SOPs, how to control that. So, but I was targeted by the General Medical Council and Trust, pretending that they received 4 online complaints by 4 anonymous complainants, which GMC has failed to expose until today. So the British Medical Association has done a survey which has confirmed that the GMC has failed to protect patients and public, and they had played no role in the safety of the patients and their health and well-being so far. General Medical Council is supposed to uphold the standard of the medical education, registering doctors, and protecting patients, and are responsible for the safety of the public. But the experience have revealed that GMC has failed to protect patients and public safety and have, in fact, brought disrepute to the profession by dismissing, suspending, and erasing highly qualified, experienced, and skilled doctors. The Medical Protection Society survey has revealed the doctors' community widely reported that GMC has lost its credibility. Many feels that the organization is now out of control and is above the law, which is not acceptable. This is a charity organization which should work for the service of the public and protect the patients as well as the health professionals. The BMA survey shows that after a number of appalling misguided cases, the Doctors Union, British Medical Association, has called for a complete overhaul of the General Medical Council and the Medical Act of 1983, which is being abused with the harassment, dismissal, and suspension to the experienced, qualified, and good doctors. Medical Professional Tribunal has been working in close by with the General Medical Council, and they're not independent whatsoever. Let me tell you, after the last experience I had, because they both work in cahooting with each other. The Medical Protection Society highlighted that in survey carried out in UK, 75% of the responding doctors felt that GMC investigation had a detrimental effect on doctors' mental and physical health. And tragically, between January 2018 and 31st of December 2020, there has been 34 deaths of the experienced and qualified doctors in UK. And out of that, at least 9 doctors committed suicide due to prolonged investigations and trials by the IoT and medical professional tribunal, which seriously affected their health, their well-being, and their family. Similarly, there is a GMC report in 2014 on the survey carried out from 2005 until 2014 that there were 115 health professionals. They died because of prolonged investigations under the IoT and Medical Professional Tribunal. And out of that, GMC confirmed that 32 doctors, they committed suicide because of the pressure and the stress and anxiety and mental health issue they suffered due to long-standing investigations by the General Medical Council. This is totally unacceptable by the health professionals across the world, and I feel sorry for the family who had been through extremely difficult time, who has lost their loved one, who were specialists who came to this country for improving their qualification, education, and training, but they ended up into suicide, and so many passed away, and their family suffered a lot. Recently, Dr. Arora, a GP from Manchester, was declared dishonest by the General Medical Council because of a computer issue, which later GMC apologized, but the case had gone to the High Court, and GMC requested to withdraw the case, and they refused to go to the High Court, which was the case was decided in favor of Dr. Arora because of the false accusation by the GMC on Dr. Arora. Same thing happened to Dr. Sam White, who was suspended by the NHS because of his viewpoint on COVID masking and vaccination. He was reinstated by Honorable High Court Judge, His High Mr. Justice Dove, on 3rd of December 2021. Dr. Adiga Bawa Gaba would be remembered by the health professionals, and this young trainee pediatrician who came from Nigeria, she was penalized by the General Medical Council because of a death of a 6-year-old child who was under the care of the medical consultant, and she was erased from the register, but she appealed in the High Court, and then she was reinstated with the support of the public. So it clearly shows that she belonged to an ethnic minority, and she was Black African. Had she been a white girl, she would not have been treated in the same way as she was treated. And the consultant who was in charge of that patient was not receive any formal consequences whatsoever. This clearly shows that there is a clear discrimination against the ethnic minority who are discouraged from proper training, and they lose the opportunity to carry on their jobs. They are challenged with their qualification, and they are dismissed and suspended or erased by the General Medical Council. On the other hand, the local boys are treated differently. So I would like to quote few examples of that, which will tell the public that we are treated differently than the local boys of belonging to this country, and they are white, like Dr. Steve James, consultant anesthetist, King's College Hospital, London, who challenged Sajid Javed regarding the mandatory vaccination to the health professionals, and he refused to have the vaccine himself. And on his statement, the government had to take a step back, and 80,000 people, 80,000 doctors did not receive the vaccination. So they are working without the vaccine. So had it been one of us, would have been seriously crucified like I did. I was suspended, dismissed, without any warning or charge notice. I'm still suspended and dismissed. And same thing happened to Dr. Hilary Jones, who had 4,000 complaints within 48 hours for his false statement regarding the unvaccinated patients in London. And no action has been taken against him, neither against Dr. Steve James. They are all working. Neither Trust nor NHS nor GMC has taken any action against them. And same thing is with Dr. Teslari, who tried to promote ivermectin for treatment of COVID-19. And she communicated with the ministers and the prime minister regarding promoting ivermectin, which was never approved. And I don't know where do these guys stand, which category of the GMC they should be treated with. But I have been treated very harshly and brutally by the General Medical Council, by the Medical Professional Tribunal, and by the high-ups, which has really damaged my career, and they have crucified myself and my family, and with the loss of job, loss of reputation, and the loss of livelihood. That seriously affected my family and children. I had no job in this country, so I had to travel back home, where I sold my inherited property, which was given to me by my father with £500,000 to spend on the education of my 3 children and wife. And one of my son is in university, and I had to pay his fee. And my other son is in private school. I had to pay his fee as well. And my one daughter is in a special school. Of course, paying the mortgage and the household and energy bills and running the house is not easy. So I'm still jobless, and I found a job a couple of months ago where GMC persuaded, and they got my job terminated by the trust after third day. That clearly shows they're chasing me, and they don't want me to work in this country. So I am standing for a justice. My case is in the High Court, and I am looking for your support, your moral and financial support. And I have good legal advisors who are taking my case over for the justice, which should be awarded to me and my family. I have full faith on the justice system in the UK, which is famous all across the world. And justice would be done, and justice should be shown. I am most grateful for your kind support and everything. And on Just Giving page, there is a button for the donation. If you kindly donate that, that would be extremely helpful to pay the expenses for the solicitors and the court fee. Many thanks. All the best. Bye for now.